Write the table only. Active and passive. It is given in a box. Let me read the passage. Just go through that. The fishermen in our country catch fish in nets. Catch. It is in the singular form. It is in the simple form. So it is active. Catch. Which are made of strings. Which are made. It is in the passive form. Are made is passive form. The nets are carried in boats. Are and carried. It is also passive. That part is used here, which take them out to sea and then drop them in. The nets do not sink to the bottom of the sea because they are held up by pieces of cork. The nets do not sink. It is active, do not sink. Because the verb is used in the simple form. Do not sink. And are held is a passive form. They have pieces of metal at the bottom. Have is a active. So that they hang down straight. Hang is also passive. Simple form it is. Such nets have been used. Have been used. For hundreds of years, and they will probably be used for hundreds of years to come. Will just take out probably. Will be used. It is will be used. It is a passive form. Last night I was taken. I was taken. Taken is in the third part, so it is passive. Was taken. The long net lay in the bottom of the boat. Lay is in the active form. It had been folded carefully before the boat left the shore. It had been. Been is there. So had been folded is in the passive form. And the boat left the shore, it is active. So that it could be thrown, could be, could, after could there is be, and the third part is used here, so it is passive. Thrown out into the sea slowly as the boat went forward. Went is in the simple form. Two men were rowing. Ing is there. So it comes, it should be written in the active form. Were rowing. And two were standing. Were standing. At the back, dropping the net into the sea. Dropping is also in the active form. Dropping. The big lamp was fixed. Was is there. Fixed is the third part used. So it should be written this side. Was fixed. To the back of the boat. The fish were attracted. Were attracted. By the bright light and swam towards it. Swam. It is in the simple form. Some were caught. Were caught is the passive. In the net, and when it was pulled up by, it was pulled. Was pulled. There were lots of fish in it. As the net was pulled into the boat, the fish were shaken out of it. Was pulled. I have already written once, so we need not write again. The fish were shaken out. Were shaken out. They fell into the bottom of the boat and were left there until the boat returned to the shore. So, fell is the active. Returned is also active. Were left is in the passive form. Then the fish were put in baskets and were taken to the village. Were put and let me write it again from here. Were put and were taken. Where the fisherman's wives cleaned them. Cleaned, it is active voice. It is the second part of the verb. Second part, clean, cleaned, cleaned. So it is the second past tense. While the fish were being cleaned. Were being cleaned. The fishermen washed their net. Washed. This is in the past form. Now the net is being folded. Being folded. In a few minutes it will have been got. It will have been got. Will have been got. It is in the passive form. Ready for the next day's fishing, and so that it will continue. Will continue. This is in active form. Hour after hour and night after night, as long as there are varieties of fishes. Are is used in the simple form. So why this exercise is given for you? Because you have to find the difference between active and passive. Okay, active and passive. How the verbs are used in passive voice, you have to go through. If you read once or twice, you will understand what it is. Now we have some activities. The first one is passive voice used in newspaper headlines. If you go through the newspapers, you will understand, you will come to know the headlines are used only in passive voice. See, for example, a man was struck by lightning in a forest. This is active voice. A man was struck by lightning in a forest, and this can be written as headline. How? And when we write the headlines, we delete the details. Man struck by lightning in forest. So articles are removed. This is how they make the headlines. Man struck by lightning in forest. This is in the passive voice. And one more example. Demonstration is banned. demonstration is banned. It is in the passive voice because verb is in the third part and auxiliary verb in front of it. So it is in the passive voice. Instead of writing the whole thing, demo, banned, auxiliary verbs are removed and the entire sentence is not given and articles are omitted when they make the headlines in the newspapers. Okay. Now let us go to the next topic. Describing changes. Describing changes. And the changes that happened in your classroom or in your school, around your studying place, that can be given in passive voice. How? Let us see some examples. Our classroom has been painted. This is in the perfect form and also passive. Has been painted. Our classroom. Since we are we have to say about the class, so the sentence is started with the object. Our classroom has been painted. It is in the passive voice. And new trees have been planted. And here we don't say that the students have planted the trees. Instead of that, they are giving the same in the passive form, giving importance to new trees, giving importance to our classroom. The marshy land has been converted into a paddy field. It was rough and it was converted into a paddy field. Has been, since it is the subject is in the singular form, has is used here, it is in the passive form.